How do you overcome public speaking anxiety? It's not easy. In fact, I was just coaching a client this morning who was talking about getting called to speak in front of a big audience, very technical topic. She said, I was just an intern. And she described getting up on the stage, and she said, the spotlight was so bright. So we explored that a little bit. So what do you mean by that? Well, the spotlight is on me. I'm supposed to be the expert. Everybody's looking at me, judging me, deciding if what I have to say is worthwhile. I said, you're right. There is a spotlight focused at you. So what can you do about that to make yourself feel more confident, or at least relieve some of that anxiety that you bring to the stage? I said, try this. Check in with your audience for agreement along the way. Each time you do that, for example, asking a rhetorical question like, that's difficult, isn't it? Or would you all agree this is the challenge? And then pause for a moment and let it sink in. Let them answer your rhetorical question in their brain. And I said, what you're doing essentially is taking that spotlight that's on you and suddenly putting it on the audience. Your turn. You think about that. You answer that question. You consider that. You laugh. Whatever it is you want from them, you can do it by setting it up with a question and pausing. And suddenly the spotlight's not on you. After they've thought about it, then spotlight comes back on you. And if you shared the stage with another expert, you could even say, well, that's an interesting question. Rajesh, what do you think about that? Spotlight's on your panelist. They answer the question, and it's not on you in that moment. So some of this turning the spotlight is a way to break it up. So you don't have that intense judgment on you the entire time, those bright lights where you know everyone's looking at you. So consider turning the spotlight. And you can do it by asking questions, sharing the stage with someone else, even just pausing for a moment and saying, think about that. It's important, isn't it? So that's my technique for today, is turn the spotlight just back and forth. And as you do that, suddenly your lecture, your speech, your expert presentation starts to feel like a conversation, which is back and forth. If you're interested in public speaking coaching, overcoming your fear of public speaking, work with a coach like me, and they'll help ask you questions, give you techniques, ways to practice getting more confident. And even if you don't feel confident on the inside, at least your audience will perceive that you are on the outside. If you have a question about public speaking in a business context, online, on stage, wherever it is you're called to speak, drop your question into the comments below. And I would love to do a show just for you. Thanks for watching.